You ever notice how many business websites out there, they all just kind of blur together?
Yeah, it's like they're all going for the same generic business template award or something.
Right. Stock photos galore,
Yeah.
vague descriptions that could apply to like 10 different industries. It's a shame, really.
It really is, especially when you're talking about an industry like accounting, where trust and expertise are paramount. Shouldn't that be reflected in their online presence too?
Absolutely. And that's what we're diving into today. What actually makes an accounting firm's website stand out from the crowd?
Yeah,
And let me tell you, the details matter way more than you might think.
they really do. It's those subtle cues, those little things that signal to a potential client, hey, these people know what they're doing.
Exactly. So we've been digging into this article from Site Design Now. They're a web design company based in Australia, and they work with a lot of accounting firms. So they're basically in the trenches of this stuff every day.
Talk about insider knowledge,
Yeah.
right?
Right. And they had some really interesting insights on what actually moves the needle when it comes to attracting and converting clients online.
It's one thing to have a website, but it's another thing entirely to have a website that actually gets results.
100%. So they started by talking about going beyond the basics. And look,
Yeah.
we all know you need your contact info, your list of services, that kind of thing.
Sure, that's a given. But this article, it was all about those next level features that really make a site stand out, the things that make it memorable and effective.
Exactly. Like they really hammered home the importance of detailed service descriptions. And I don't just mean a bullet point list of what you offer, but almost like mini ads for each service right there on the website.
It's about anticipating client needs, right? Think about it from the client's perspective. They're probably feeling a little overwhelmed, maybe a little confused about what they even need, and they land on your site. What's going to make them stick around?
Yeah, I've been there. You don't want to have to hunt for the information or decipher a bunch of industry jargon. You just want to know, do these people get me? Can they solve my specific problem?
Exactly. And that's where those detailed descriptions come in. Instead of just saying, we do taxes, you're saying, we specialize in tax planning for small business owners in the tech industry, or something equally specific.
It's all about showing, not just telling.
Precisely. And that level of detail, it builds trust before you even had a conversation with the client.
Okay, so we've got them hooked with those super specific service descriptions, but how do you really hammer home that expert status? This is where the article got kind of interesting. They suggested building what they called a wisdom hub on your site.
A wisdom hub. Now that has a nice ring to it. I'm already intrigued.
Right. At first, I'll admit, I was a little skeptical. I mean, it sounds a little, well, a little cheesy maybe. But what they're talking about is having a dedicated section on your site for downloadable resources, tax forms, financial guides, that kind of thing.
Okay, I see where they're going with this. It's about adding value beyond just your core services.
Exactly. But I got to ask, is that something people actually use? Do people really go to accounting firm websites to download tax forms? I mean, can't you get those anywhere?
That's a fair question. And honestly, I'm not sure if the downloads themselves are the point. It's more about what it signals, wouldn't you say?
What do you mean?
Think about it. When you see a firm offering a curated selection of resources, even if they're readily available elsewhere, it positions them as a go-to source of information.
Like, we've got our finger on the pulse of everything related to your financial well-being.
Exactly. It says, we're up to date, we're knowledgeable, and we're happy to share that knowledge with you. It's a subtle way of demonstrating expertise without being, boastful about it.
I like it. It's like you're saying, we're not just here to crunch numbers. We're here to empower you with the information you need to make informed financial decisions.
Exactly. And that's a powerful message. It really is. It's about providing that extra layer of support, showing that you're invested in your client's financial well-being beyond just, filing their taxes.
Okay, I'm sold on the Wisdom Hub. It's a subtle but effective way to showcase expertise and build trust. But let's be honest, you can't just throw up any old resources and call it a day.
Oh, absolutely not. Quality over quantity, always.
Exactly. So instead of just generic tax forms, what if firms offered something more tailored to their target audience? Like, imagine if you're a firm that specializes in, say, helping freelancers and entrepreneurs. You could offer downloadable guides on things like setting up a home office deduction or navigating self-employment taxes.
Now you're talking. It's about aligning those resources with your ideal client profile. You want people to land on your site and think, wow, these people really understand my unique needs.
Right. It's like you're speaking directly to them. Okay, so we've got them intrigued with these detailed service descriptions. We've established expertise with the Wisdom Hub. What's next? How do you actually seal the deal and turn that website visitor into a paying client.
Well, this is where the power of social proof comes in. And this article had some really interesting thoughts on how accounting firms can leverage testimonials effectively.
Oh yeah, testimonials. Everyone's got them these days.
True, but it's not just about having them, it's about how you use them. This article really stressed the importance of going beyond those generic, they were great kind of testimonials.
Yeah, those are basically useless, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I want specifics.
Yeah.
Tell me what made them so great. How did they help you?
Exactly. Think about painting a picture for potential clients. Instead of just saying, they helped me with my taxes, imagine a testimonial that says something like, I was totally lost in a sea of receipts, facing a mountain of deadlines and feeling completely overwhelmed. But then I found this accounting firm, and they swooped in, got me organized, and made the entire tax process practically painless.
Okay, that's a testimonial that actually makes me want to pick up the phone.
Right. It's all about those details, those little moments of relatable struggle that make potential clients think, hey, that's just like me.
Exactly. And when you can connect with someone on that level, that's when you start to build real trust.
Precisely. It's about showcasing a variety of testimonials, too. You can have those short and sweet endorsements, but don't be afraid to also include longer, more detailed success stories that really pack an emotional punch.
You know what else is powerful? Testimonials from people who are just like your target audience.
Oh, absolutely. That's huge.
Like, if I'm a freelancer looking for an accountant and I see a testimonial from another freelancer raving about how this firm helped them navigate the ups and downs of self-employment income, that's going to resonate with me way more than a generic testimonial from like a CEO or something.
It's all about that relatability factor. When potential clients see people like themselves having positive experiences, it instantly makes them more likely to trust that business.
It's like that whole social proof thing, right? We're naturally drawn to things that other people have already validated.
Exactly. It's human nature. We look to others for guidance, especially when we're unsure about something. And testimonials, especially those detailed, relatable ones, tap into that instinct perfectly.
So I've got them intrigued with the services, convinced of the expertise, reassured by glowing testimonials. What's the final piece of the puzzle? How do we actually get them in the door, so to speak?
Well, this is where streamlining that client journey becomes crucial. And one thing this article really hammered home was the importance of a seamless online booking system.
Oh my gosh, yes. Please tell me we're moving away from the days of having to send multiple emails back and forth just to schedule a simple meeting.
Right. I mean, it's 2024. Shouldn't we be past that by now? The article specifically highlighted the need for a user-friendly online booking system, ideally one that's integrated with calendars to avoid any scheduling conflicts.
Yes. Let me just see your availability and book a time slot that works for me all in one place.
Exactly. No more email tag, no more phone calls back and forth. Just simple, straightforward booking.
It seems like such a small thing, but it makes a world of difference in terms of user experience.
It really does. And think about it this way. A seamless online booking system sends a message to potential clients.
What's that?
It says, we're modern, we're organized, and we value your time. Which, let's face it, are all pretty important qualities when you're looking for someone to handle your finances.
Absolutely. If a firm can't even get online booking right, it makes you wonder what else they're behind on. Okay, so far we've been talking about pretty universal advice for accounting firm websites, but there was one point in this article that was very specific. It actually called out the importance of mentioning Australian regulations, licenses, and standards on the website.
Which makes sense considering it's an Australian design firm, right? They understand the local context.
Yeah, it's like even though I as a listener might not be in Australia, I don't need to know those specific regulations. It shows they've really thought about who they're talking to, you know?
It's all about that niche targeting, making sure you're speaking directly to the right people.
Exactly. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today, from detailed service descriptions to that Wisdom Hub idea to the power of testimonials and easy online booking.
It's really about looking at your website as more than just a digital brochure. It's an opportunity to connect with potential clients on a deeper level.
Totally. And to build that trust, which we all know is so crucial in this industry.
Absolutely. If your website looks like it was designed in the 90s, or if it's full of typos and broken links, that doesn't exactly scream trustworthy financial expert, does it?
No, not at all. It makes you wonder what else they're not paying attention to, right?
Right. But when you have a well-designed website that's easy to navigate, informative, and visually appealing, it just makes a difference.
This shows you care about the little things and that you're keeping up with the times.
Exactly. And in a field like accounting, where things are constantly changing and evolving, that's a really important message to send.
It's like that old saying, you only get one chance to make a first impression.
Well, in the digital age, your website is often that first impression.
It's your digital storefront. And just like you wouldn't want your physical storefront to be run down and uninviting, you want your website to be welcoming and engaging.
So true. Well, I think we've given everyone a lot to think about today when it comes to what makes an accounting firm's website truly stand out. It's about more than just ticking boxes. It's about crafting an online experience that reflects the professionalism and expertise you bring to your work.
Beautifully said. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the world of accounting firm websites. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those websites fresh.